88.5 Better Radio. Whoa. My microphone just spun right out of the way. I guess it really does not want us to have a better conversation today, but you know what time it is. I just said what time it is. It's time for a better conversation. It's going to be great.
What's happening?
Oh, you know, stuff and things. Thank you for the assistance with my microphone. It's been... Maybe. We'll see as this show goes on.
So we have a special guest today.
A very, very special guest, actually. But we're going to clickbait you, and we're gonna make you wait until she comes right in here, so you have to listen.
Yeah, it'll just be a moment, though. Yeah. We'll get her in here.
Yeah. Unless you're on YouTube, then you already see who it is that we're interviewing, and you could fast forward through us talking straight to the interview.
Carl, where's that paper that you had that you wrote her information down on?
I have it right here.
Okay, let's have that at the ready.
It is in my phone, because that's how us millennials do things now.
Yes. And us old farts.
Us old farts. There you go, that bottom text message
me,
there.
Me and the rest of us.
Yeah, the rest of y'all, whoever.
Zwiesineyi?
I think it's better she introduces herself so we don't butcher it.
She's from Zimbabwe.
She is from Zimbabwe.
Sweet.
She is an intern here at Better Farm.
Okay.
We will be speaking to her.
Yeah, in about a second here.
In about a second.
We're going to have her in for a couple minutes in studio, just a brief little conversation with her, just real brief. And then we'll be returning to our normal show.
Our normal train wreck, whatever it is, broadcasting from the train wreck down the street.
Yes.
Yes, this is a better conversation.
So
it'll be a great time, for sure.
If you're listening to the replay on YouTube, hang on a minute. Then
we put the mic.
If you're listening to the replay on YouTube, you won't hear any music. If you're listening at your home or vehicle or a tent, maybe you're living in a tent. But I guess that would be your home.
It would be. Oh, guess what I forgot? The
Yes.
mall ambiance.
That's all right.
We'll put it on.
We'll do it right after the. We'll talk to her for a minute, and then we'll start up with the noise.
Yeah, we have mall ambiance now, isn't it great?
Yes, we're gonna be live from the mall.
We are
today.
live
I
from the
think
mall.
every show we should have a different ambiance.
I think so.
Yes.
Today we're live from the mall, but since you don't hear anything, everybody around us is actually just really quiet and respectful and waiting for us to.
Well, we're in the food
finish
court.
with the interview. We're in the food court.
We're down the hall from the food court, like in the little manager's office.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet, but once we'll walk out, and people will probably wonder what we're doing. But
yes.
That's why you'll hear probably shouting in the background.
Twisting and shouting.
Twisting and shouting. Oh, there we go.
Carl, play a little music. Let's get her in.
Yes, we will.
Okay.
Yes, we will. Enjoy some Lee Greenwood.
Who can't?
Who can't? Dixie Road. While we are set up this lovely, lovely interview conversation thing. Yeah, you have to enjoy.
Carl.
Yeah.
Just
whatever it
song,
is.
Carl. Bring the mics out.
We are back. I hope you enjoyed that Lee Greenwood because it's impossible for you not to, obviously. As we said a few minutes ago, we have a very, very special guest in the studio, all the way from Zimbabwe. She is an intern here at Better Farm, and I will let her introduce herself because if I do, I will make a fool out of myself and butcher her name, even though I already heard it a few minutes ago. I'm very sorry.
Don't worry about it. Okay, my name is Zwiesineyi Chindoyi Chininga. Yeah, it's pretty hard. I'm an intern here at Better Farms. I just started about a week ago, and I'm going to be here for about another 3 weeks.
Very, very nice. How'd you hear about Better Farm?
I was looking for a sustainability and a farming program to do over the summer. I'm an aspiring agriculturalist, so I found it online. That's how I got into this. Yeah.
That's really cool, actually, because, and I take it you all the way over. I don't know if had you been over to the States before you came over here for Better Farm, or is this your first time, or?
I've been here now 11 months.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah. I started school at St. Edward's University in Texas.
Oh, nice.
Right, and then, yeah, that's how I ended up coming over here. So I staggered my way over here, basically.
Very nice. And just out of curiosity, how long have you known, I don't know, because obviously everywhere in the world, how you learn languages growing up are different. Like us over here, we traditionally don't learn a second language until we get into something like high school, but other places they'll learn growing up, so they're very good. Because your English is great.
English is your first language, though.
It is like...
Is it your first language, English?
Sort of. We speak both English and Shona pretty much simultaneously almost. Like they both intertwine. And I learned both at a young age. I really started learning English though when I was 6 because the education system is in English.
Oh,
so
okay.
you're taught in English. So when I was at home, I was speaking Shona, but when I was at school, I was speaking English. But there are a lot of languages that are spoken in Zimbabwe. Yeah.
Are you from the city, or where are you from?
I'm from the city, sort of. I grew up just outside of the city, but I went to school in the city. But I don't know if that really counts because our biggest city is not even as big as a small city here.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that really makes a big difference.
Now, Zimbabwe is near the equator, right?
Yes, it is. It is pretty close to the equator, yeah. And in between both of the tropics as well.
Oh, okay. Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
Of Cancer and Capricorn.
Right, right.
See, we
Yeah,
we have a
did our-
somewhat of an educational system here. Not probably nowhere near as what.
Yeah,
good as yours,
I was
but-
gonna say we like to think we do. I think we do pretty well in like colleges, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I have to ask some questions though. What was your favorite or your biggest surprise about Americans? Like something you maybe had a preconceived notion. We're not all fat. I know it's probably a worldwide notion, pretty much. But.
It is, and that was kind of surprising. Like, oh, people look normal.
they do.
They do normal things. But I think the biggest thing was probably just culture. I don't think I was expecting like the culture shock as much as people had painted it to be. But food as well was different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, food is also very different. It's very creative here. Whereas I'm used exactly. I'm used to kind of like food just being a you eat to survive thing. Whereas here it's a big artistic following here. Like food has fans here.
Do you come from a big family?
I do. Well, not really. I have 3 sisters.
Okay.
I have 3 sisters, but my mother has 2 siblings. My father has 13.
Wow.
So I have a lot of cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's amazing. And how long are you going to be here?
I'm going at Better Farms?
Here and in general.
Okay, well, I'm going to be in the U.S. for, right now I can say 3 years until I get my bachelor's degree. I might be here to get my graduate degree.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, right now, I'm kind of just banking on 3 years. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. And thanks a lot for coming in. And we don't want to take up too much of your time. And we appreciate you coming in and doing this for us. And this is great. And thank you. And
Yes.
I'm assuming they have YouTube.
Oh,
They do.
At your home.
They do.
Well, we're going to write down all the information. We're going to post
Okay.
this, and then your family can listen to this.
Oh, awesome. All
You
right.
should be able to hear this very soon, right, Carl?
Yes, I will make sure this
Carl's
is
going to double time
very-
and get
I'm gonna
this on the
double time.
on the internet for your family to be able to listen.
Okay, great.
Back
I'm
home,
looking forward
so.
to it.
Yes.
Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And we appreciate it.
Yes.
All right.
And then the show just gets worse
Yeah,
from
now
here.
it's bad again. So, play a little music. We'll let her out of here, and
Some Lee Greenwood.
yeah,
yes.
that'll be it.
Yes. All right, we will be right back.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was great.
No problem.
awesome.
Thank you.
And we are back. Huge thanks to Zwiesineyi for coming on the show. Obviously, this is going to get worse from here, so if you want to tune out, you go right ahead. If you want to switch this YouTube video off, you go right ahead. We understand.
Yeah, that was fun. Good. That's cool, Carl. It's
yeah,
a nice get.
absolutely.
It's a woman from another continent. How can we go wrong? We had her in here. Nice person. She's here doing college. And
Yes.
That's great.
Absolutely. We couldn't. Yeah, absolutely. We could not have that on
You
the
ever
show.
been to Africa, Carl?
No, the only I would love to do something like that. I know my friend is actually over in Tanzania right. Oh no, she actually just got back today, but she was over in Tanzania doing work in education, and just got back. And she I don't know, she did so many cool things. I wish I could have that.
Do you have any idea what she's? Do you have any more information than she's in the country?
She's any more information? I know she went. Okay, she went over there. She is and shout out to you if you're listening. I don't know if you want me to shout out your name, but if you're listening to this on YouTube,
You know who you are.
you know who you are.
Right back at you, babe.
Right back at you. But she's she's actually an art student, but I know she said she wants to do some stuff with education. So I guess she went over to Tanzania to, I guess, help out in some schools, and
There,
she
okay.
climbed.
There
I
we
think,
go.
what did she climb?
Mount Kilimanjaro. I saw her
She
on
had
the
it.
news.
Yeah, she was on the news.
She swam
She
Lake
swam.
Victoria.
Yes, I
And
was
climbed Mount Kilimanjaro.
Yes, I actually I thought it was Kilimanjaro, but for some reason my mind was telling me that it was somewhere else.
Your mind
in
is somewhere
Africa.
else, Carl. That's
My
what I
mind
think.
is somewhere else,
Yes.
as it always
It's not
is.
really the.
But she did climb it, and she
Cool.
looked like she had a hell of a time. So that's
Well, I'm sure it's a mountain, Carl. It's usually not easy.
I've climbed Everest before. It's no big deal.
Did you really? Did you see the guy up? Like, there's a guy up there that they've left in the snow. I think his name is Red Boots or something.
Oh wait, is
And
it?
he's been up there for like 20 years or something.
They're just kind of like on
They're
the side.
trail markers.
Yeah, that's not what I'd like
That's
to see.
Steve. He's from Toledo. Yeah, we'll just
Toledo.
we leave him there.
yes.
That way we know we're at 13,482 feet.
Yes.
So that's what
Just-
Steve's good for.
Just in case
His
he
family
can serve-
kind of would like to have his remains, but
even though he died on the way up, he still serves as a tool.
he's serving
For
humanity
He's serving humanity and later climbers to
with his red boots.
with his red boots to accomplish their goals. Yeah, so good for Steve. You know, I'm really happy for him. He always did what he wanted to. I bet he always wanted to be a trail marker on Everest. But
Well,
is
He
that
was voted most likely to be a trail marker in high
most
school.
likely to be a trail marker? That's
We're
a
at
pretty.
the mall, Carl. Did we finally make it?
We're at the mall.
Are we there, Carl? I'm gonna go
We have
check
to be.
some volume here, Carl.
Yes, it is all the way up. We're at the mall. We came out into the food court. That's where that's where more people are. More people are at the food court. We're not in the manager's office anymore. It's a shame. He kicked us out, but I figured we needed to get the ambiance or something in there just to, layer on some vocals. We gotta sound like we're actually out in the community doing work. I don't know. I'm looking around for someone to interview right now, and there is no one. There is a resounding no one that looks like they want to be interviewed. I am sitting at the mall. What are you talking about?
Yes. Well, here we are.
I was just talking about how that guy over there might want to be interviewed, but he doesn't. I'm not seeing.
The guy with the Subway sandwich crammed into his face.
Yes. Is that Jared? No, that's not Jared. Never
No,
mind.
no, he's got something. No.
He's got something else. All right, we'll
Yes,
leave him
you know.
alone. Hopefully,
Carl, did you know that they're filling up the ball bag for Hunter Windle's snip?
God bless
Did you
Hunter
catch that?
Windlesnip. I think you might have mentioned that in passing, but I did not hear the details.
What's on tap today, Carl? I know you wanted to bring up some news.
Some great news stuff. So,
I wouldn't say great.
oh, it's
Average
great.
at best.
So I've been bringing up. Okay, first of all, I've been bringing up our previous show, our Rio Olympics show, and the fact that this thing is happening in 2 freaking days.
Then we need to get that posted because it's very,
Time sensitive.
timely. Yeah.
I believe that is the next one.
Sweet.
It will all go up. I promise all of you in the YouTube land, it will go up. I promise. All of our 8 subscribers, you mean the world to us.
Well, they are hanging out with bated breath. I know.
Yeah, they're about.
That's what I heard.
Their cursor is always on the unsubscribe button. They're just waiting for us to slip up.
Guess what though? We're gonna have viewers from Zimbabwe.
Yes, we will. Yes, we
See.
will. We have that one person from Italy, and yes, a bunch of other people from Zimbabwe.
So we're gonna have a European and an African fan.
Is it Zimbabwe?
Zimbabwe's in Africa.
No, I mean like
Italy's in
I'm-
Europe. I'm saying we have 2 continents.
Really?
2 separate continents.
No, I was saying. Never mind.
What were you saying?
I was gonna say I didn't know what the term for a person would be for a person from Zimbabwe. Are they like a Zimbabwean?
She's a Zimbabwean. She's also an Afrikaner, I suppose. Right? So we're Americans, but we're North American.
We can put it that way.
Zimbabweanese.
I'm looking this up now. We don't usually allow phones in here. I wouldn't. We should talk about that.
It's my Aunt Bev.
Really?
Hang on. Hey, listen, we're live on the air. You want to go on the air real quick? No. I'm on the radio. Do you want to say hi? We're actually doing one of our shows. See the phone craps out. That's 2 calls in a row.
Wow. And it is Zimbabwean.
You know,
as I thought.
Maybe I'll walk down to the other end of the mall because I know Sears is down there.
Sears is down there.
And I think the reception's better down at Sears.
Yeah, either go down to Sears or go down to Best Buy or something. They got probably.
Carl, have you noticed that in this mall, that every single store in this place is just women's clothing stores now, and there's no real stores for. Well, there's 2 stores for men, and they're at the exact opposite end of the store.
Yes.
Or the mall.
I go to probably how many stores? I frequent Best Buy, but if I ever go to the mall, I think that's like the one store I go to. They took out FYE, so I can't get vinyl or CDs there anymore.
Sure.
So shout out.
There's I think there's a women's clothing store. So that's
there's a women's clothing store.
So you have one more option for women's clothes.
I have,
which is always a good.
It's always important. It's always important. They don't have enough options. No, I don't think so. Men have way too many. Way too many. But, yes. So, where were we? Oh, we wanted to get into news. That's right.
Yeah, so...
Wanted to get into
down
news.
The newsstand.
So, down to the newsstand for our very reputable newsstand in the mall that may or may not... Okay.
No, it's my aunt.
It's our aunt.
Bad reception. Hey, I'm on the radio. Do you want to go on the radio? I'm live. I'm doing our show. You want to just say hello? Oh, well, I have to come here for What? No, I won't. It'll have to be later in the day. It'll be later in the day. Bev, can you hear me? Bev.
Communication breakdown.
Yeah, see, the phones don't work in here. Okay, see, she's talking and she can't. Never mind. I can't take any more phone calls anymore.
Dude, you got to go down to Sears. This is unacceptable. Too many people on their phones down.
You got to go to Best Buy. Can I buy a phone at Best Buy?
You can buy a phone at Best Buy. Verizon's right there too. Just in case you want to sign a nice contract to. I wouldn't want to either, but I can do it anyway. But yeah, the newsstand is right here.
What do we got, Carl? What's some big main?
Let's see.
Lead off headline here on what are we looking at?
Our primary headline, our biggest headline right now is
Reddit.
On Reddit, this is from the. Wait, no, this is from the newsstand. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, we have to set our source, though, technically.
True. This is Reddit's newsstand.
Okay.
Sweet. The best newsstand.
They know we're not actually at the mall.
Listen, I wanted to keep the illusion going.
Well, okay? I think every week we should, or every show. How many shows do you think we're going to have left? Maybe 3 or 4 shows? When do you leave?
I leave. My last day I'm here is it's either the 12th or the 14th.
What are we going to do? Who's going to run all this stuff?
Do it by yourself. Just kidding.
I can't. I can't
have a conversation by yourself.
No more shows on the air. I can't do anything on the computer. I don't know any of this.
The thing just shuts down. It's okay. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out.
Yeah, because I have no idea how to post anything to YouTube.
Get it. Get it.
So I'm kind of nervous.
You good?
And then no more better conversations with Jay and Carl. I got to find a new host. Co-host.
No one can replace me.
Got to find a co-host for that. But Mike and I are going to start a show up.
Yes, you do.
Unchained with Mike and Jay.
Unchained. What time is that at?
We don't know yet. We might try to get one. We might try to do one on Monday night.
Very nice.
And we're going to play music and talk about some songs, new artists, and I think it'll be a good time.
I think it will be too.
Because Mike gets to bring, Mike has the heavy metal and hard rock knowledge, history, and all that. He knows all that. I know some, but I don't go anywhere deep. It's Mike. Now I quote, end quote, the history and the pop and some of the the softer rock side of things. And so I think between us both,
you got a pretty nicely rounded team of co-hosts.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. And Mike, I'm telling you, he knows. He just names off facts and figures left and right. hard rock guys. He knows everybody. He knows who plays bass for everyone, which, you know what I mean, that type of deep stuff. So.
And this will not be on YouTube, I think.
We
right?
can't because it's going to be...
Oh, copyrighted
Yeah,
material.
we're going to be playing music. But if we can stream, we'll get that going.
Yes. Yes,
We'll,
in the making.
Then you'll be able to listen to it live and then we'll have it in replays. So even you folks that are local here who aren't listening on YouTube, you'll be able to hear it live every week. So we plan on doing it in the studio as a live show.
Not at the mall?
Not the mall. But we thought, well, maybe the Great Mall in Washington.
Oh, the Great Mall.
You ever
Oh,
been there?
nice.
That's nice.
Nicely journeyed, yes.
You been there?
I have never been there.
It's very expansive.
Expansive.
It's expansive, and then it's longer. Like, you know, you see it on TV, like between the Capitol, Washington Monument, and then Lincoln Memorial on the other end. You think they're kind of close, but it's a walk. I mean, it's a walk.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought you were I thought you were referring to. I don't know why my
Mall of
mind.
America,
Yeah,
Wisconsin. No,
I thought that was, and then you said Washington. I was like, oh, Washington State, but the National Mall in D.C.
Yeah,
Yes, I have been to. It is. That is very expansive.
yeah. See what I mean? It's a walk.
It is a walk. Make sure you go during the times where you don't think you will die of heat stroke, because it gets pretty
Maryland's hot.
It gets pretty bad, but the
hot.
sights are worth it though. Just be careful where you play your Pokemon Go. Don't go to the Holocaust Museum and play Pokemon Go. No.
That's not good for me.
Please don't. Yes, I ask you, don't do that.
I have no problem with Pokemon. Do whatever you want. It's great. I'm just glad to see people outside. It's nice to see people. Like, this whole generation that's playing Pokemon now, 10 years ago, didn't see sunlight for like 5 years because of video games. So it's just nice to see them out. I don't care what they're doing, as long as they're outside.
Out there getting their Lyme disease.
Yeah,
and
let
those,
'em.
Yeah, let them go.
I wonder if there's any numbers on that yet, on the Lyme disease. If it's gone up.
I hope so. That's another thing we can talk about. There is a story related to Pokemon Go and playing it in a kind of morally, it's in kind of a gray area where it may be acceptable, but also may not be acceptable. We will talk about that. Right now, we are down at the Reddit newsstand, which...
No, talk about it first.
Oh, do you want to talk about this
might as well.
now?
We haven't really delved into anything yet, so go ahead. We
All
never
right,
brought up a
so
headline yet.
there was
What are
a...
you talking about?
There was a huge... I gotta find the story. Story that came out, I want to say... I don't think it was today. It must have been within the last week.
Was yesterday. Yesterday's gone.
Why did I spell Vietnam as 2 words? Oh my god.
Well,
It's okay.
Look it over here. It is 2 words.
Oh, that's why. Okay. I'm just that good, I guess.
I was consulting our Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, and Thailand National Geographic 1967 wall map that I have on the door, and it has the division of North and South. It's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Pokemon.
But anyway, there was this story that came out within the last week where these kids, this is in, I think it's in Minnesota. It's in Minnesota. This is from taskandpurpose.com. This is probably the main page where the story is that most people are seeing the site. From Minnesota, I think it's, what is it, Winona, Minnesota?
I know the story.
Do you really?
Yeah, I know. I heard it yesterday. There was talking about it. I don't want to talk about it because they covered it, and I don't want to copy. Because I listened to the whole discussion, what they said.
Did they really?
I don't want any of their opinions coming in. You know what I mean? I literally listened. No, last night I listened to it.
Really? Wait, what show was this?
It was on Opie and Jim, Saturday.
Oh.
I listened to it last night. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to feel like I'm going to copy anything that they talk about.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just
right.
because it's so fresh in my mind.
Well, let's at least
I want
inform
your
our-
opinion. I'm not going to say any opinion at all.
Okay. All right.
I'll let you
All right.
stay out.
Okay. So, if you don't know, there was a park in there is a park in Minnesota. It is a memorial park. Specifically, I believe this one was a Vietnam, I guess, memorial park for obviously all of our everyone who served in that time and lost their lives during that time. And there were this. I want to say they had to have been early 20s, maybe. I'd say early 20s. They set up a canopy under which they were hanging out and playing Pokemon Go. And this is a public park, mind you. And I forget his name. Bill Reed a Vietnam vet who also happens to own a tree removal service, and this comes into play later. He was with his friends or family or something like that. He saw them playing Pokemon Go. He came up. He confronted them, and he got extremely upset to the point where violence was threatened, and the kids' canopy. I don't want to call them kids. The Pokemon Go players' canopy was destroyed by him. And it got pretty violent. The cop showed up. He was arrested for disorderly conduct and and destruction of property. I want to say, and obviously the kids were responding as a lot of people do. They got to the point where they were responding pretty sarcastically because he was, it's a park, but there weren't any. The guy said that there were gravestones at the park, even though there are not actually gravestones at this park. It is just a public park, and there's a playground next door. But it begs the question whether what areas. Is it acceptable to play Pokemon Go in these areas, at like memorial parks? You could make the argument that it's a public park, you can technically do whatever you want there, and then the other side is basically, of course.
So I have to check. Is there any families that go to this park at all? Is it like a normal park? Is anybody playing frisbee?
There has to be. Has
anybody played frisbee or threw a ball at this park?
There had to have been. I haven't seen. I've never seen this park before. I don't know anything about it, but from what I've read, it's a completely public park. There's a playground right next to it, and the video there. This is on video, so if you want to look this up on YouTube, you can a quick Google search will find.
He's just taking it all personal. It's not anybody. I don't think it's nothing personal against Vietnam vets. My father's a Vietnam. I have complete respect for all of them. But if it's a park, then that's what it's for.
It's a park.
It's not for to go out and enjoy and play and have fun. And it's an expanse of grass that it's safe and it's made for people to go and enjoy on a nice sunny afternoon.
Yes.
No matter what, if they're playing lawn darts, Pokemon, if they're sitting down playing cards, what if they're playing chess? Sitting down playing is the guy going to come over and smash the chessboard? What's the difference?
I don't know. I don't think there is a difference. I'd say there is no difference. The video,
it's not his backyard.
Yeah, it's not his backyard. The video that I've seen has been. There's plenty of wide open space. Obviously, there are like little monuments and stuff here, but it's a freaking park.
It's
dude.
just one of these kids today. It's the same.
It's a park. Like if I were to go up to Thompson Park, which is close to where we are, there is a memorial. There's a nice monument for the 10th Mountain Division Army. For those of you on YouTube that don't know, Army Division, I think the most deployed, at least one of the most deployed divisions of any
major U.S. installation.
It is a major U.S. installation. It's like basically it's the thriving center.
It's an army base.
It's
not.
I'm trying to
think when you say the words, we have a nearby army base nearby. That pretty much sums it up.
It does. It does.
There's approximately 7,482.
It's just a huge part of our community, and so there was a monument erected at a park with some nice benches.
You're right.
And everything dedicated to it. It nice wide open grass.
Isn't it adjacent to a tennis court?
Yes. Yeah. It's right at Thompson Park. There's a playground right next to it.
I saw some kids playing Nerf, and these two old guys went over and beat them up.
Wow.
Yeah, they're throwing a Nerf football, and these two old World War II vets went over and started beating them.
God.
You don't play Nerf football.
Don't play Nerf at Thompson Park if you live around here.
No. I was in the military. I'm not okay. I'm not getting upset about any of this. It's a park. They're kids. He's mad because they're kids. He's one of those grumpy old guys.
Because millennials obviously.
Kids today. Well, he was a kid today. Guess what kids today in your generation are doing, Pops? They
Same
were growing
thing.
their hair long, and they were smoking dope or whatever in the squares. Everybody was just doing their thing.
Yeah, and you're in the generation before you was like, oh my God, these kids today. It's the same. It's just it's a repeating cycle. But yeah, they're not breaking any laws. They're not disrespecting anyone. They're just there They're playing Pokemon. If they were, if they were defacing something, that obviously would be a problem. But they're just sitting there playing Pokemon in a public park.
Does he have a cell phone? I'm sure he has a.
He has to have a cell phone. Yeah. If he owns a freaking tree service business, he's got to have a cell phone. Yeah. That's the other thing. He got trashed. His Facebook page, and his Google reviews are very negative right now as of results.
He got arrested. He got charged.
Got arrested, charged, all that stuff.
You can't just go around acting like, I don't know. Like, and it's no disrespect against
no one's just
him, or they wouldn't even know that the guy was there in the first place unless he walked over to him.
Yeah, of course. Different news places will spin this differently.
We're spinning it the better radio. We're spinning actually the better conversation.
Spinning it at the better conversation.
No, we're not directly affiliated. The views expressed today do not
directly represent better radio.
Better Farm or its affiliates or anyone the ownership of said farm.
But opinion,
Carl's opinion.
My opinion, because it means a lot, obviously.
Right.
We have in my house. Fox News is on TV all the time. However you feel about it, that's whatever. But it was on TV. I want to say it was yesterday or last night, and the way they showed it on the news made it seem like they were playing it at a cemetery, like a memorial cemetery, with like walking around and like.
Why don't they just
gravestones?
How about they just do a news story? Without editorializing.
Exactly.
I don't care if you're CNN, Fox, MSNBC, Al Jazeera. I don't care who you are.
Show the video.
Stop editorializing the news. Facts. This is what happened at Friday night. This guy got mugged, 9 p.m., blah, blah, blah. No editorialization. Let's not see what it means for everyone. It's just, this is the facts.
Yes, and because of that angle and the editing in the video, obviously they were like, oh, these kids are so disrespectful, blah, 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 not taking into consideration. I'm not even sure if they showed.
It wasn't preached to by the news. That channel just preaches to everyone.
Preaches. I think, of course, nothing was showed about the guy destroying. Nothing was showed about the guy destroying their property, getting up in their face, threatening violence as well. None of the kids threatened violence on anyone. It was just this old dude and his friends that were just getting pissed. I could rant about this for a while just because it's kind of...
No, I agree. And as a man 20 years older than you, I agree fully. So we're both on the same page. I'm a generation away from you, but I get it.
Yeah.
Kids say aren't bad. Kids are just kids.
Just
whatever. Who cares?
Obviously, if they were being disrespectful and defacing something, again, it would be a completely different story. If you're just sitting there... just minding your own business playing Pokemon. What is
someone said that he fought for the right for them to be able to do this.
They did.
So it doesn't make any sense. That's why they can go and play and throw the ball around. Because you served. That's what the whole thing is around. You should be happy. Look what I've accomplished. I went over and sacrificed 12, 13 months of my life so these children could go and play and have a nice afternoon in the park. Why wouldn't he think that way about this? Because he got a chip on his shoulder and he hates kids. Whatever.
It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. We don't need to talk about this anymore. But just to get the thoughts out there.
Carl's got a vein. It's his
pop.
Yeah, his neck. I've never seen it this red.
It's bad.
When he saw Justin Timberlake concert, he had the same vein. It was the same kind of excitement, but
that's not even an exaggeration.
It's a fine line between love and hate. That's what they say.
Yeah, that's not even an exaggeration, though. I hope you know that. So I know we mentioned our nice Reddit newsstand earlier. And we still got 20 minutes left. We can do it.
Let's get back to that, Carl.
This will be some. It's great stuff. So anyone who browses Reddit avidly has probably come across the Not the Onion subreddit, which takes news stories that are so ridiculous they sound like they could be news satire or like an Onion article. The Onion, the news satire website.
Can I cut in though, real quick? I just wanted to mention the underwriter. I just thought of it. We're about halfway through the show. I just forgot to bring it up. They're the Rock
Bar and Grill
in Plessis, no less.
Lunch and dinner served daily.
Yes, 11 a.m. to what, Carl?
10 p.m.
And it's area code 315
482
0819. See how we did that, Carl? That's great.
It was so great, and I forgot the number briefly.
Jim Morrison, man, he's like staring at me.
Jim Morrison is so disappointed in this.
He's boring a hole through my soul.
Phil Collins is staring at me right now.
There's a lot of weird staring going on. Look at Run DMC.
Run DMC is like
pointing at you.
This is wow. I feel like I'm being held under.
We should post some of these photos. We could post. I don't want my picture up here. You won't catch that. But believe me, I'm not very. I have a face for radio, as they say.
Face for radio.
I'm not very. Should never be photographed by. Necessary, but yeah, there's we have Phil Collins, no jacket required, staring, and they have the weird eyes where like you walk around the room,
they follow you.
Yeah, they're still staring at you.
They follow you.
Run DMC got their first album, Reverend Run. He's pointing.
He is pointing, although not as creepily.
What about DMC? Daryl McDaniels.
Yeah, he's staring pretty hard too.
He's just chilling.
True.
But Jim Morrison, let's change that. Crowd can't. He's staring at me, man. I can't be looking at that anymore. It's scaring me. I don't want to look at that either. Born on the USA cover. What do we got there? Yeah, that's nice. What's this called? Images.
I was hoping you'd want to stare at Bruce Springsteen's.
It's the soft magic of today's rock. Images by K-Tel.
That was beautiful. But yeah, it's not as creepy in here. But yes, so our top story on the Not the Onion Reddit newsstand: Suicide Squad fans petition to shut down Rotten Tomatoes after negative reviews.
What does that mean?
That means, okay,
the new Suicide Squad.
You don't know Suicide Squad?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh man, I
thought it was like a terrorist organization.
It sounds like it, but it's not. It is a team. It is a DC Comics property with a bunch of supervillains like Harley Quinn, Joker's comic book being made into a movie.
Yet another comic book.
Another comic book movie, and it's like the other DC Comics movies that have come out recently. And it's not getting great reviews. It has like a 37% on Rotten Tomatoes, I believe.
So now what it says Suicide Squad fans
they're petitioning to shut down Rotten Tomatoes after negative reviews.
Have they actually seen the movie yet?
No, it's not out yet.
Then why would they? How about they watch the movie? Maybe it's a piece of crap.
Yeah, well, good luck convincing them that. That's the fanboys.
Who are these
fanboys? That's just what they are.
No, I know, but I want to know, what's the average age of one of these fanboys? Are they men? Fan men?
They gotta be men. If anyone petitions, it starts a petition, like an actual petition. I'd say it'd have to be probably a young man.
How about, like I said, how about you watch it?
That's too
huge Star Wars fan. I actually sat through the second of the prequels. Before I made my judgment call that it was. I should have taken the film out of the camera while it was rolling in the desert and just let it go.
Yes, but yeah, no, it's not out yet. And first of all, the laughable thing about this is that if you are on Rotten Tomatoes a lot, you will know that Rotten Tomatoes is not a reviewer; it is a review aggregator. So it takes reviews. And then the percentage...
So they're not even directing this...
They're not reviewing this thing.
They're a bunch of morons.
They're not reviewing this thing. Rotten Tomatoes takes critics' reviews of a movie, and then the percent... a 37% on Rotten Tomatoes means that 37% of the critics that they pooled gave the movie, above a 6 out of 10.
I figured that out, and I don't even really pay much attention to this.
Yes.
I kind of knew what that was.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, let's shut down the people who are bringing all these reviews together, not actually writing any reviews, and shut them down. So,
I'll tie it up nicely. The Suicide Squad fans are morons.
I'm really sorry.
That's pretty much what this means. Because why don't they just individually write the Chicago Sun-Times, the Herald
No,
Tribune.
because they got to jump to conclusions and be like, oh, it's definitely
Peter
Rotten
Travers of
Tomatoes.
Rolling Stones gives it. That's
0.
That's the people you need to.
Yes, and of course, this is not representative of all Suicide Squad fans. We're just saying that stuff like
I'm
this.
saying my opinion is they're morons.
Yes, the people who petition these things, everybody behind this petition, I'm really sorry. You might want to get something checked out because that's about the dumbest thing you can possibly do. Why not? Besides petitioning Rotten Tomatoes, why don't you petition DC to get some better writers to actually write good movies so these things will get positively reviewed? None of the DC movies have gotten, at least none of them in the DC cinematic universe, so just reading another one. I've gotten good reviews, so hire new writers, hire new directors. Yeah, we saw how Christopher Nolan was. Stuff like that can happen if you get new people behind these things. But that's the end of that.
Yeah, I think we're both in agreement.
Yes.
I say they're idiots.
I think they're idiots.
So there you go.
I agree.
What's the one? Prisoner fills in crossword.
Oh, yes, I heard about this as well. A pensioner fills in a crossword puzzle art exhibit, claims copyright of new... Oh, I didn't know that. Claims copyright of new work. So there is this crossword puzzle art exhibit that was never really intended, at least we believe, was never intended on having somebody fill it out. It's just supposed to be just a work of art that you're supposed to look at. But this person, I guess, came... They must have came let's actually get some.
See what it says.
Yes, this is a good idea. She mistakenly started filling in an art exhibit in the form of a crossword puzzle. Claims she holds the copyright of the new work, the 1977 creation by the 20th century artist Arthur. I don't know how to. Arthur.
So you go over and write on somebody's thing. Well, it's mine now.
Yeah.
What if I go over and write it in your car, Carl? The marker.
Oh, it's mine now.
My car.
It's mine now. But yes, she claims, because she filled it in, it is a new piece of work because it is solved, and it's supposed to be the original work is supposed to be around 68,000 euros, which is obviously way higher in American dollars. Yeah, and now
you don't know the exchange rate for today, Carl.
Don't know the exchange.
Pretty smart
rate.
guy. I think you might know.
I mean, I'm pretty smart, but I don't know that off the top of my head. No, you can look this up right now.
So somebody, it's fine. But somebody actually this was on display. Somebody walked over and started
writing on
doing the crossword.
Yes,
and then claimed ownership of the artwork.
Yes.
Okay, they're again morons. You know what?
Yes, and
you don't just walk into a museum and start writing on the Mona Lisa.
Stuff.
Well, sorry,
it's mine now.
Sorry, Leo.
I made it better.
Good job.
The woman's lawyer also claimed that her additions meant that she now held the copyright of the combined artwork, and that in theory, the private collector of the original artwork might sue the museum for destroying that new collaboration by restoring it to its original state. So basically, they're saying that if her contributions, quote unquote, are erased, then the museum might get sued because it's a new piece of.
This is ridiculous. You know what? I see the biggest problem in the whole portion of the story. It's the last chapter, the first two words. The lawyer.
The lawyer.
So, all right, let's get out of this one. Enough lawyer stuff.
Let's see. I already talked about the. Cannot do the next one down. I'm sorry. You can check out this one yourself. Boston police to add $89,000 ice cream truck to patrol fleet. Oh.
What's the WWE guy now? What's that called?
WWE professional wrestler Rhino wins the 15th District Michigan State House Republican primary race.
Click on that. I want to see Rhino.
I want to see because seeing what's going on in Michigan, hopefully he can.
Wonder if he can fix the water.
That's
he
what
looks
I'm
like
hoping.
He's right. He could be holding office.
Yes. What happened? Firefox.
That dude in a suit would be scary looking.
Yes, he would.
I wouldn't want him showing at my door in a suit. That's not a good thing.
No, absolutely not. Apologies.
Rocco says, "Get in the back." You never want to hear that.
Yes. Apologies for the sudden drop off in ambience. Firefox decided, well, let's crash on this person, make things easy for him.
See, Carl, that's why I don't deal with computers.
I understand.
I run the analog side of everything. Everything always works.
Yes. And now...
Nothing ever seems to work when there's computer. We've had every single problem here at the studio and the station and everything. It's all computer related.
Basically.
The hardware works great.
Computers.
Record player works good. Tape deck, CD player. You know why?
Because it's analog.
Because it's hardware.
Yeah, Firefox is kind of unreliable on me sometimes. Most of the time it's pretty good, but every once in a while...
Did you pay a lot of money for that computer?
Crash. I did. It doesn't have any...
Happen.
Yes. I don't... But ironically... Not ironically. It's only been Firefox that's crashed on me. It's definitely the browser, thank God, because my computer works fine.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's ridiculous. Anyway.
So WW, just read it, Carl. What's to say?
All right. They say politics can be a rough sport. If that's the case, the winner of Tuesday's Republican primary in the 15th District State House race may be uniquely qualified for the battle he'll have in November. Terrence Rhino Guerin is a WWE wrestler. The superstar took down 2 Republican opponents in the primary, winning by only 54 votes as of 11:30 p.m. Though he had the highest vote total, he had yet to be officially named the Republican primary winner. As winner of the Republican primary, he would now face Abdullah Hamud.
The medulla oblongata.
Medulla oblongata, we'll call him that. The winner of the 15th District Democratic primary in November's general election. He's known to wrestling fans as Rhino. He is running to represent part of Dearborn in the Michigan State House. He chose to run for office under his real name, Terrence Guido. I want to say it's Guido Jaron. Let's see.
So, just kind of, who's the other wrestler that was the governor of Michigan or Minnesota?
I didn't know there was one.
Jesse Ventura. Remember him?
Right. Oh, the
He's
conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, he's a wrestler, though, back in the day.
I actually didn't know that. Huh.
Generational, Carl.
Yeah, very much so.
But you know who he is. So at least half of a reference went over your head. It kind of skimmed the top of your head. It caught your hair.
Caught my hair.
But that's okay.
Caught my
Hair's
hair.
looking very fancy, Carl.
It is.
Good haircut
it is.
there.
I appreciate it. It's
very
appreciate
aerodynamic.
You know what? That's what I was going for.
Like if you were running and you just that one little piece, if you fixed it, you know what? You would gain about 0.2 of a second.
Wow. That's incredible.
It's very slickish.
Well, thank you. I like it better than running around as a rat with something on my head. So, yeah, I like this look way better.
Getting sick of the long hair, where you going?
Oh, my God.
Have you ever worn long hair, Carl?
No. And I don't think I ever will because I feel like I'd get sick of it after a while.
I've been growing my hair out for the first time since... This is the longest my hair has been. 1979, Carl.
Wow.
80.
That's impressive.
Well, not really.
I was going to say, when you pulled up to pick me up after I got back from college this summer, I hadn't seen you in like a year, and your hair was long, and I was like, whoa, that is different because his hair was very short.
Yeah, I wore it really short for years.
Years.
Like once I got out of school. Like in school, my hair looked like Blossom's dad. Are you familiar?
Blossom's dad.
Bring up Blossom's dad there. Let's talk about Blossom. Were you ever a Blossom fan? Do you know Blossom? Do you know the show?
No, I don't think so.
It was a show in the 90s with the girl from that show you probably watch. She was the star, but she's on that show with those nerdy guys. Yeah. Who's the guys? The guy was he was on Roseanne, and then there's the other nerdy.
John Goodman?
No,
not him. Oh.
Look at the girl in the middle with the blue hair or the blue shirt. Her. What show is she on now?
She looks very familiar.
What's the name of that show with the
Let's click on this
the one
link.
guy. What is the show? Come on, Carl. It's in syndication.
It's in syndication? I got to find out her name first.
That girl.
Mayim Bial. Well, it'll say where are they now.
She's on the Big Bang Theory.
Oh, I don't watch that show. Hell no.
You don't watch that?
Get out of here.
I thought you were one of those type of guys that would watch that.
No, thank you.
Well, anyways.
Even those guys that you think would watch it, they don't even watch it because it's like...
Who watches it?
I don't know.
I dated a girl. She was in love with one of them. The main nerdy dude.
Probably Sheldon or something.
Is that him? He's like the main guy.
Bazinga? I don't know.
Bazinga.
Bazinga. That's what he says. Bazinga.
Okay.
I do not watch that show.
I think women like it. I think it's probably more girls watch it than guys.
Yeah, because everywhere because it uses that nerdy kind of humor, but I've heard people say that it's like what cool people.
Okay,
I
got you.
Humor,
what non-cool people would think this is what nerdy people act like. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like
their idea of what nerds would be.
Yes, and they kind of that's what I've heard.
It's like your parents setting up a party for you and having some idea of what you think's cool with your friends, but obviously it's not.
Yeah, so it's kind of gotten some.
Is it still on?
Yeah, it's been going for a while now.
Like still in first, like.
I think it's still in first run. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. I didn't even know that.
Yep. You learn something new every day.
Back up there. I want to show you Blossom. Yeah. It's one of those shows where when I was working nights, like 20 years ago, my job. Yes. I would come home and I would watch Blossom during the day for some reason. But you see Blossom's dad, the guy in the middle. Yeah. That's how my hair looked in high school.
Gorgeous.
I had Blossom's dad haircut.
Very gorgeous.
Now you know the kid on the right. That's Joey Lawrence.
Whoa. Right. Joey Lawrence. I did actually not know he was on the show.
Whoa. Now his little brother was in Mrs. Doubtfire. He's like the brother. Yeah, the son on it. And then there's another one. There's like 3 of those brothers. They had a show back in the day. I kind of look like the youngest one a little bit, I think. Find the youngest of the Lawrence brothers. Wonder if he grew up to look like me, because he looks like me when I was a little kid. Same haircut. I had that weird cousin Oliver haircut that my parents gave me as a kid. The Lawrence brothers.
The Lawrence. Whoa. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, they're not doing too bad. These two aren't doing too bad. I don't know what he's doing right here.
That's the one I think I look like. The one. Which one was in was in the Mrs. Doubtfire?
Here, let's get a name here.
I got a name, just like something in the old fish toad. I got a name. I got a name.
Any of the? Is this a Lawrence Brothers fan site? Oh my god!
Apparently, we're on the Lawrence Brothers fan site.
Andy, Joey, or Matthew? Okay,
I don't know. Wasn't Joey Lawrence?
Matthew or Andy?
Which one was on? I think the one on the right was the one that was on Mrs. Doubtfire. Yeah, it looks like him now. What we look like growing up. Yeah, that one.
Matthew
that
Lawrence.
Kid. Remember him? Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Whoa.
Well, yes, he was in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yes, I didn't know he was 36. Okay.
Why would you, Carl?
I don't know.
You know who he was.
Very true.
I had no idea Matthew Lawrence was 36. I know who he was. 5 minutes ago, I didn't even know he existed.
You know. When was that movie made? Like 91 or something?
2, 3.
Maybe it does make sense for him to be 36. Never mind.
Rob Williams, man.
Rest in peace.
I knew about him when I was small because of Mork and Mindy. I used to watch it with my mom when I was like 4.
Man.
I looked forward to it every week. It'd be in an egg, or there's a big egg, and then I used to love the beginning because they were in a Jeep. Remember they'd be driving up the mountain, going to their house or something. It was just so exciting.
You know what movie I watched all the time as a kid of him? Have you seen Flubber?
I have never seen his version. I've seen the it's a remake. I know. That's a remake of a movie from the early 60s. It was a Disney movie.
But I watched that movie all the time. I had like the cassette growing up. That movie was it was so good. I haven't seen it in a while.
My oldest, he's about your age. His was Jumanji.
Yes,
we watched it nonstop.
Jumanji, yes. Love that movie. It scared the hell out of me the first time I saw it, though. I don't know why. Like, just
there's a lot going on when you're small.
Coming alive, like
it's kind of scary.
A little bit.
My favorite movie, Rob Williams, Awakenings.
I've never seen Awakenings, actually.
Him and Robert De Niro. It's probably Robert De Niro's last great movie, and it came out in like 90 or 91. Robert De Niro is his
declined.
What an amazing actor up until 1990, and then he just I can't wait. Casino.
Okay, right. And after that,
After I'm gonna say Casino was his last good movie, and that come out in '96, 5 or 6.
Oh yeah, mid '90s. So
You ever seen Casino?
Yeah, a long
That's
time
rough,
ago.
man.
It's wait, who else is in it?
Pesci.
Oh
Joe,
right,
Joe
yeah,
Pesci,
yeah.
co-star.
Yeah,
And then,
every time I think of I hear Casino for some reason, my mind always goes straight to Casino Royale, and then I have to back up and be like, yes, all right.
yeah, it's James Bond.
It is James Bond.
Carl, it's 6 o'clock, man.
It is 6 o'clock.
What a weird show today was.
It is very weird. These hour shows are very odd.
This is going to be an odd one. But we had a good little quick interview in the beginning.
It's good.
We
had our rants.
Yeah, you got to rant, and I backed you up, and whether or not I did agree with you, and if I didn't, I love it too. That's why I love the show. We have two different ends, and we don't fight, and that's the way it ought to be.
No, we don't. Yes.
All off the air. As soon as the mics go off, we're at each other's throats. Like Carl likes to throw things around the room. We smashed 4 windows already in this room.
The air isn't. I was hoping the air would waft through here a little bit more, but I guess.
Well, let's waft on out of here.
Let's waft on out of here.
That's it. Carl, take us out and let them know where they can find this if they feel like it, and we'll get the information out. And hello to our new listeners in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
If you ever make it to America, stop in and we'll have a beer.
Please. You can find everything that we do, non-music related, all better conversations, on Better Radio 88.5 YouTube channel. That's exactly what it is. No custom URL yet, but if we get over 100 subscribers, we can officially make the URL youtube.com.
How close are we, Carl? 92 to go?
92 to go. Yes. So it will, after 92 more subs, we can make it youtube.com/Better Radio 88.5. All the help is appreciated. Also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/WBTS Better Radio. And if you want to complain to us about our incompetence, hit us up at WBTS88.5@gmail.com. That is the information.
Sorry I couldn't get the Bev thing going. I tried, but I got cut off twice. She would have been great on the air. We could have had her on. I have to figure out the phone system here. We don't have any. We're just using cell phones, and we have horrible reception. We used Carl's phone for the Bev show last time, and it worked. But she just happened to call me. She didn't know I was in the air, and I forgot to shut the phone off. So.
Yes, we'll get it figured out. We promise. Yeah. We promise.
I really want to have Bev back on the air, but I think I can do it with a house phone. I think I can figure it out.
Okay, that would be amazing.
So
all right,
yeah, let's go, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna waft out of here.
Gotta get home.
I'll waft out of here.
But I will be here until 8 tonight. Just to let everyone know, stick around. I'm going to play a few songs, and then I'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll start the show up. We're just going to put some music on in the interim. But I'll be live until 8 o'clock, and then you'll hear the automation. Hopefully, it'll keep going.
Yes.
And what's tomorrow, Carl? Thursday?
Tomorrow is Thursday.
I will not be here tomorrow. Tomorrow night to do a show. So I don't know how we can. Maybe somebody else can do a show here at the farm, but I'm gonna go watch a ball game, Carl, the old man.
Watch a ball game. So let's go. We out.